Welcome to another episode of the Daily Deuce. Today we have a very special episode. Today's episode is dedicated to the future of the sports world. So I'm going to interview two very special people who are already in the business at a young age. The first person I'll be interviewing is Reginald Flowers, Reggie, Scoop. I'm going to give a quick introduction for my first guest. He's a co-CEO of Overtime Sports Group, Director of Player Relations and Management at the Anthem. He's already had 6 NFL clients and negotiated $80,000 worth of marketing guarantees. And not only that, he hosts a camp for the youth, a football camp for the youth, every year. And it's honestly one of the best free camps I've seen all my life. And on top of all of that, he's a Nike rep for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And that intro doesn't even do him justice. I'm not gonna lie. Him and my other guests, they're top 3, and they're not 2 and 3. So let's go ahead and talk to Reggie. Alright, what's up, Scoop?
What's good with you? How you doing?
My boy, welcome to the second episode of the Daily Deuce. I've been waiting to get you on, I'm not gonna lie.
Appreciate that.
How you been? How you been during this self quarantine? You alright?
Yeah, I'm straight, man. Everybody in my family doing good. I'm just using this time to really tap into my bag and try to perfect my craft and learn more every day. Business never stops, so you feel me? That's still going. But other than
Exactly.
that, I'm just trying to get better every day and just learn something new. And when I come out of quarantine, be better than everybody else for real.
Exactly. That's the exact bag I'm in right now too.
Definitely.
I can't just be sitting in the house getting fat and fat, lazy, and not picking up no new skill. That's exactly why I picked up this podcast.
Definitely.
Had to pick up a new skill. So let's get down to these questions. We've been cool since and it's been about 4 years.
Yeah,
It's
my
about
freshman year in college.
yeah, it's about time. Matter of fact, before the questions, y'all, my boy graduated.
Ah,
Shout out to my dog.
no, appreciate that. Real,
I
real. It's been
already
a long
know.
4 years, man.
Yeah, we both 4 years and we out. We both did the same thing.
Oh, definitely 4 years, man. That's it.
Had to shout you out before we started.
Appreciate that for
Let
real.
let's get this. So what age did you become like co-CEO of Overtime? Let me hear a little bit about that.
So me and two of my guys, we started that when
Matter of
I
fact,
was
shout them out. Shout them out.
my dude Joe Harriet, Michael Holmes, Benedictine graduates. We pretty much started that when we were 17 years old. Like we was just in class thinking about how can we affect the game other than actually playing in the game.
Facts.
And we knew people like going to the league. We knew we had 3 players go to the league from our school 3 straight years. So we seen that success. We like, I mean, we
Might as
still want to
well.
be around the game, so we might as well learn the business side of it. So we just started the idea back then. Came up with a name. Michael Holmes came up with the name in the middle of the night on like some 2 in the morning type of thing. He
Yeah, that's where it comes to you. That's where it comes to you.
Overtime Sports Group. So once he came up with the name, we just went from there.
Facts, facts. And tell me a little bit about the anthem. When did you start with that?
Oh yeah, so Anthem, this is the management company that I work for. We signed 6 clients since I've been there. I started when I was 19, so my sophomore year in college.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I met a dude named Nick Davis. He like my big brother. He from Cleveland. He represent over 20 players in the league throughout his 5 years. Nick he been in the game for about 6 or 7 years, and he represented first round players, second round players, like everybody throughout his time. And I can just go to him whenever I got a question or whatever I need some advice on how to deal with a situation with a player that I ain't never been through with before. And he just always been to play the big brother role. So I really thank him for putting me in position, giving me that chance to work with Anthem and just building my resume up through him.
That's real. That's real. I Matter of fact, you guys represent my boy, Ben.
Oh yeah, Ben Victor. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all represent my boy. We from the same hood. That's my boy.
Okay, that's going.
I saw that couple months ago, I think.
Being a real good dude for real. When you know
That's the bro.
his time coming in New York, so you know
Oh,
everybody look out for him.
they sleep on him. They sleep on. All
Yeah,
right.
no, they better not though. He gonna wake him up. We ain't even tripping about that.
I already know. I've been years. I know that man. All right. Well, since I brought up Ben, so let me hear a little bit about the NFL draft process. Let me hear a little bit about that.
So the draft process, it really started around. I ain't even gonna say this time because it's May. It's kind of late. So the draft process really started around like February.
Yeah.
Over in January. So February we tapping back in and seeing who coming up for the 2021 class and just trying to get our prospects ready for that. So that's going that's the first part of the process is the recruiting stage. So then once the recruiting stage come, you start communicating with guys, getting to know players. I want to be as authentic as possible with my guys, and I just
Yeah.
want to be real and be myself around them. So like we have a real relationship outside of, you feel me, just the sport. Like I want to be able to come to the wedding. I want to be able to come to the, you feel me, the kick it.
Actual brotherhood.
Yeah, so like it's real, like deeper than the game with me. So that's a part of the process. That's, you feel me, all the way up until the start of the season. Then you start going to games and recruiting players in person, seeing them, going to the game and checking them out, checking with them, making sure they straight. Start telling more about the company, telling them about what you do, how you can help them with their career, how you can help them make that transition from college to a pro. A lot of players during this time got a lot of stuff coming at them, and like everybody pretty much telling them the same thing. So you got to see how you gonna stand out more than the next person,
Yeah.
or what you got going on that's, you feel me, just that's gonna catch their attention more than anything. So that's a part of the process. That's I say October, November, and then after that it's time to take closeout meetings. So now we're going to sit with the parents and do a whole breakdown of our company, what we provide, the services we offer, what we're gonna be doing from a day-to-day aspect. Pretty much just everything, answer everything the player want to know, and whatever his parents want to know, because at the end of the day they make the decision. Like
Exactly.
it's really nothing we can do other than give our best, and give our best knowledge to them about what's going to happen next. So then after, if they choose to sign with you, then we go through the draft process. Now we start sending them out to trainings, like Florida, Atlanta, Phoenix, LA. So we send them all over the country so they can get the best training to be able to prepare for the draft. And during that time, you got a lot of calls with teams. You got to make sure your time's right. You got a lot of stuff going on in your mind. You preparing for the NFL, something you ain't never did before. So it's just a lot going on. Like I said, it's, everybody know you about to go to the draft. Now it's people coming from all over the place just trying to talk to you. Got marketing, got to think about that. So that's a rough time for players, even though it feel like it's the best time of their life because they preparing for their
Exactly.
dream since they was a kid. But it's still a lot that go into that.
Still
Um,
gotta work.
right. So that's February, March, and then you get to the draft time, and once that team get on the clock, then it's time to go from there. You get picked up, and now it's reset. Everything
Time to work.
right. Now it's time to work. You started from the bottom. Now again, you could go back, rookie. Got to prepare for that. So that's just pretty much how the draft process go. It's like a 12-month process for real.
Yeah, I can
Really, if
see
you
it.
really think about it, like from February and then the draft in April, so it's even longer than a year.
Yeah.
So just building them connections, years worth of connections to get to the draft.
All right. All right. See, I've always been curious about that process and how it looked on a business perspective. I kind of understood the athlete's perspective because we get to see that, but we
Right,
don't get to see what you or Nick Davis, what you guys do behind the scenes.
right.
So that's what people really be curious about.
No, definitely. Behind the scenes is it's different because our job never stopped. Like
Yeah.
we always got to make sure they got their stuff in hand. They meal preps. We got to make sure they got their meal preps. We got to make sure they got cribs. We got to make sure they
Mm-hmm.
got whips to drive. We got to make sure they got some spending money. We got to make sure everybody else taken care of. We got to, go out there to check on them, be in person with them, make sure they trainers doing the right spot, make sure they on top of their numbers, because you feel me. Some players might slip up during that time. We got to make
Yeah.
sure give them that push, that extra push, and um just going through that whole process with them and knowing they depending on you is, you feel me, a process within itself, because you got to be able to take on anything that's gonna happen within for a player at any time. You can get a call at 5 in the morning, got to get up and go somewhere to make
Yeah.
sure the player is straight. So it's like we stand on the clock 24/7. Like our phones never off
24/7
our
routine.
players. Yeah, like our phones never off for our players. Any situation, we got to be able to react and help them the best way as possible. If we don't know nobody, we gotta call somebody. If they don't know nobody, they gotta call somebody. We gotta make sure we get it done. But that just come with the responsibility to actually wanting to do management
Yeah.
and and be a part of this, because you actually on somebody else's time. Like you ain't even on your own time for real.
Yeah.
You really gotta have a passion for this to want to get into it. And I feel like people think it's just something to do, or like it's just cool because you a player manager or whatever, but they don't really see what we actually go through or what we actually do throughout a day-to-day process. You can get on
Fact.
5 phone calls and none of them even be about you. So it's like
Exactly.
you gotta have a pride thing with that too. Obviously I ain't like prideful or nothing, but
Yeah.
it's just some people are. So it's just a little different for everybody than what people think, and seeing the outside and actually being inside in the trenches doing everything.
Fact. All right. So we talked about your older guys a little bit. Now let's talk about the youth. I know over time you guys host a camp every year.
Yeah.
I already know this year probably gonna be a little iffy, but that is what it is.
All right.
Let me hear a little bit about the camp. How'd you get that started? Let me hear. Talk to
So
the people. Talk. Let them know, cause we about to get everybody there.
no, for sure, we accepting players from all over the country. If y'all want to fly y'all kids in wherever, like we
Fly them
ready.
out.
But, so, like I said, in 2017, we started the vision of Overtime Sports Group, wanting to become a full service agency and stuff like that. But obviously, we ain't had the funds to just start up and create Overtime. So we were just thinking of a way to give back to our community and give back to our city and actually get our name out there too, and represent something for Overtime Sports Group. So we just came up with the idea of hosting a free youth football camp at our high school, open to the public, and whoever want to come through, we're gonna bring the best people that we know, NFL guys, collegiate guys, some of the top high school guys to come out and teach the kids drills free of charge. Because I know growing up,
We
we
ain't
ain't,
have that.
yeah, we ain't had
We
no
ain't have
free
that.
camps with NFL college players at them. So we was just trying to think out the box and think of something that we can do to just put an imprint on the city and get our name buzzing. And we came up with the idea and planning it in the basement, like notebook, pen, pad, the regular, like back to high school, just trying to figure something out. So
Yeah.
did the whole process in the summer. Thought about it, planned it all together, bought cones, got our players, and we had our first camp. And we just been rolling ever since, trying to get better and stuff every year. But I do got something for y'all. You gonna be the first one. This is you get the first inside scoop on the camp this year. But we gonna be
Inside scoop from scoop.
yeah,
Uh oh.
no, we're gonna be doing a virtual camp this year though. So
Virtual camp.
yeah, it's gonna be like on Zoom. We're gonna be doing a camp where we have players come through, do their drills for 10 minutes, and then you feel me, have Q&A with each player throughout the drill after
Hmm.
everybody do their little workout or whatever. So we are gonna have a virtual camp, and all the details gonna be coming on that soon. So
Matter
y'all
of
can
fact, once those details
right.
drop,
Huh?
send it to. Once those details drop, send it to me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we about to go viral. It ain't just gonna be Ohio, Florida with it too.
For sure. I appreciate the love for real.
Oh, you already know. You show me love, I gotta show it back.
God.
Been my dog for years. All right, so we talked about the